I've already moved on. I don't care what his name is. Girl, it is what it is. I won't waste a dime or the bartender's time trying to catch a buzz. Or the bartender's time trying to catch a buzz. Or I might close this place down, but don't think for a second I'm out to drown your memory. Baby, you ain't worth the whiskey. Cheers to a good country song, to another long work week gone. And yeah, I'm raising my glass to those saving our ass overseas. I might stay for one more round. Hell, I might close this place down, but don't think for a second I'm out to drown your memory. No, don't think for 1 second I'm out to drown your memory. Girl, you ain't worth the whiskey. No, baby, you ain't worth the whiskey.
Hey everybody, happy Saturday night. How's everybody doing? Thanks for coming in. Thank you guys for being here. Hope you're all doing well. Hi. What is going on? You guys watching football? Hanging out? Hi. Welcome in. Welcome in everybody. Yeah, thanks for popping in tonight. And just a couple things to get us kicked off. All the lives, previous lives are on the YouTube channels. If you want to check them out, do that. Had some interesting comments lately and kind of nailed it down, but if you want to watch, go check it out. And then also my email address is up there as well. If you want to send me a message, that would be great. Appreciate all you guys for doing that. So tonight, I mean, you get a cold going on? Oh no. Oh, thank you, Grammy. There's a lot still to talk about. And I've had some great phone calls today with some really good friends. And certainly there's no lack of content for this. And I think there's a couple of points that I want to hit on tonight when you talk about this behavior, because just the arrogance over the past 24 hours is mind-blowing. It's just, it's stupid. I'm just going to say that right there. It is, I don't know. It's just gross. And so looking at the arrogance that kicks in with a narcissist like this, yes, it's sickening. And to think that they're on top of the world, and it could be TikTok, it could be anything. All right. It could be anything, but they think that they're on top. But they're not actually. They're not. They're actually doing not well. Not well at all. And it's pretty concerning. All things considered, it is actually very concerning. Very concerning. And so when you take all that in and you look at just the obnoxious behavior, especially in the past 24 hours, when the day before or 2 days before it was a sobbing video with the piano, the Sarah McLachlan, about how this app is just too much. And now building an empire. We're building an empire. Thank you, Megan. It's ups and downs, everything that I've talked about with a narcissist. It's extreme highs, extreme lows, poor me, no, fuck you, look at me. That's how it goes. And it can happen like that. It can certainly happen just like that. Let's see. He ruined my family member's life simply for doing her job and bad-mouthing her on this app. Bree, I'm sorry. Bree, I'm pretty on this app. Bree, I'm sorry. Bree, it's not going to work. I'm going to say that. And to continue to speak up, speak out, I'm not going to stop. And when I was talking with a friend today, she said, Jen, you sat silent for 4 months. Didn't say, not a peep. For 4 months, every single day, he went on live and attacked your character, attacked your family, attacked your coworkers, attacked anybody associated with you. 4 months he did that. Not just once, every day, all day, every single day. He says he took a break from TikTok. I think his longest break was maybe 5 days, if that, in the past 2.5 years. And doxed nonstop, okay? 4 months I sat quiet. And now he's trying to make it feel like, or make people think that this is a bullying campaign against him. It is not. It is me coming on and sharing my experience with the man, using his own words to show who he actually is. It's not bullying. It's the truth. It is absolutely the truth. You want to talk about bullying? Sit here for the past 6 months. Sit in a lot of people's places for a very long time. And that's what it is. I am only playing his own words. And so I wanted to bring that up because that's kind of his thing now. He'll find something and he'll roll with it to play the victim. Again, that is that narcissistic behavior. It's extreme, you guys. It is so extreme. It's ridiculous. And I want to tell you just a couple of stories that relate to this. So, and I kind of want to go back to and talk about some things, because the one thing that he keeps holding on to, even from the get-go, is me cheating on my ex-husband to be with him, and how I'm such an awful, horrible human being for doing that. So let's talk about it. I want to talk about that. So when I got on TikTok and found him, he actually contacted me first. He reached out to me, followed me, and then it all started because of a fight that he was having with his girlfriend at the time, again, on a live stream. That should have been a red flag. He messaged me and said, sorry about that. I wrote back, and then we started to talk. Yes, I was married at the time. 100% I was married at the time. That marriage was not a marriage that you think, it was falling apart. It was. I'm going to be honest. I was not a good person. Did I cheat? I did. And did I tell Dan that I was still married? No. Did I tell Dan that I was still living with him? Nope. Yeah, I lied to him. I lied to him. But when I told him, it took him 2 hours to say, I love you anyways. I'm coming to Colorado. I want to spend my life with you. It took him only 2 hours. I gave him every out because I didn't feel good about it. I felt like an awful, horrible human being because I was. But it took that man 2 hours because everything that he wanted to do in life was to get away from his kids and his family and get out of that town. And I was the first sucker that bought it and let him come and brought that storm into my life, my family's life, everybody's life. Yeah, he was absolutely looking for a scapegoat. I've got the text message thread where it's, he's trying to call me all day, and then there's no messaging because we were on the phone. That's when I was telling him everything. It was not good. And then 2 hours after that, he was ready to move here and be with the woman of his dreams. So every day for 6 months, that's what he's been hanging on to. He's got nothing outside of just being foul. Actually being an awful, horrible human being. And so then he moved out here. And he said, forget it all. This is the life that I wanted. And you guys watched it all in real time, that relationship for 1.5 years, because he put it on camera. Andy, I see you. And that's what was going on. And like I said at the beginning, it was the love bombing. It was all that. He also lies out there and says that he paid for my divorce. He did not. And actually, the divorce the initial paperwork was filed with the courts prior to him moving here anyway, well before he moved here. And it was finalized in May of that summer. And I was living with Dan at the time. We were still legally married. Now he gets on this thing about my ex-husband and I text messaging each other. And I want to talk about this because I think this is really important for people to hear in how to look for red flags. Okay, so my ex-husband and I, we had a very civil, peaceful, loving divorce. We did. We very much did because we care about each other. We loved each other and we knew the best thing for us was not being together. But we were still best friends. We had joint custody of the dogs. It was the perfect divorce, the absolute perfect divorce. He went and worked on himself. I went and worked on myself. Touchdown 49ers. So recently, Dan, hockey golf dad, has been saying, oh, she was texting her husband and doing all these things. And I went through her phone and saw this stuff. Yeah, he can look at my phone. I don't care. There's nothing to hide there. And what he saw was messages between me and my ex-husband that were civil, that were kind, that were, how are the dogs? Can I pick up the dogs? Is Saturday okay? Question mark. Oh, I haven't made food for the dogs. Maybe the following weekend. It's normal adult conversations. Or happy birthday. I hope you have a great day. What he was expecting to see is what he has in all of his relationships is toxicity. It is F you F and C. I've got receipts of that too. That's what he expects in a former partner. He expects that toxicity, that drama, the I hate you, I can't stand you, I will destroy you. Go F yourself. That's the messages that he wants to see. That should have been a red flag. That should have been a red flag. And anybody that's in a relationship with a narcissist, that is a red flag. If you want to know who this person is, look and see how they talk to their ex-partner. Male, female, it doesn't matter. If all you see is F you, hate you, go do this, go do that, that should be a red flag. There's no reason, well, there are reasons, but most relationships that end, especially when you are older in life, don't need to be toxic. So yeah, when he saw messages from, or in between myself and my ex-husband, they were kind because I loved him. He was an important man in my life for many, many years, almost 2 decades. And also, I love that you bring that up, Ginny. Look at the way they talk to their children. That should have been a red flag from the get-go, is how he talks to his children. Same type of thing, toxicity, drama, always strapped for cash, always can't help you out, and blocking, and blocking, and blocking, and blocking, and blocking, and blocking. Andy, I'm not sure. I know that there's a lot of problems, and especially his daughter. So red flags, big red flags to look out for. I should have seen that from the get-go. Even when we were in New Orleans and the fights on the phone with his children or his ex-wife and the screaming, that's not normal. At least not from what I know. It's just not normal. So think about that. If you're in a relationship and that's something that you see, their previous relationship is just toxic, and it continues because at the time, he also still had the ex-girlfriend that was living with him. That was his first person that he got with getting out of jail from TikTok. And it was always that she's an awful, horrible human being. She's a liar. She steals. She does this. That should have been a red flag. Should have been a red flag. And God rest his soul, my ex-husband was my best friend. We knew everything about each other and we cared about each other. That's the truth. That is 100% the truth. And so for a man like Dan, Hockey Golf Dan, to just keep picking and picking, trying to stay relevant and find anything that he can do to make somebody that shut him off and cut him out look bad, he will continue to do so. So, Nate, question, hold on. What did you do to help him or yourself in this matter? So I supported him. I certainly tried to let him do the things that he liked to do. I gave him a ton of space to do whatever he wanted, anything that he wanted. Shame on me for allowing that behavior to go on. And then tried to give him resources and get him help and get him treatment. And he walked in and he walked out. He went to counseling. I also have a screen of his computer screen applying for Medicaid through the state of Colorado. And then subsequently, you see him getting medication and Snapchats at the pharmacy. And so it sounds like he may have been approved for Medicaid. And when you make, and he claims it, I actually have the 1099, $232,000 just on TikTok. How do you get Medicaid? You do it because you don't report your income, is how you do it. So that right there is fraud. That right there is fraud. It's a problem. It's a big problem. So I certainly tried to help get him treatment. A lot of people did. And what's happening is that there's a lot of enablers on this app, and that's very typical for people that are close to or in a relationship with family members that enable. Calm flying monkeys is what I've read. And they're enabling, saying, no, don't get off TikTok. Don't do that. This is your happy place. This is the worst place for him. Worst place. And a big intervention is needed by the people that love him, by his parents, by his friends. A big intervention is needed. And I posted it on something else a couple days ago. There is a treatment facility 6 miles away. 6 miles away from where he is currently staying, with incredible resources, with inpatients, you name it. There's a lot of great things, only 6 miles away from where he's currently at. I mean, shoot, the facility that was near our neighborhood was about the same distance. I have, well, there's a number of things, treatment for addiction, and most importantly, what he had written in his response to the courts for my protection order is that, and he hand wrote it in a response, alcoholism, and sounds like there's a number of other things going on too. There was when I was with him, he was really into the HHC and gummies, THC. But his response to the courts when he had to go in to a compliance hearing to prove that he didn't have a weapon for my protection order was that he was diagnosed as a manic bipolar schizophrenic. I've got it in my paperwork here. And then got no treatment. No treatment. Went to counseling. Sounds like he went to counseling every day. TikTok TMZ. There's a lot more that needs to be done because now this is dangerous. This is Especially, I'm not safe. I've got a piece of paper and 3 warrants out for his arrest in Colorado. I'm certainly not safe. And there's a lot of people that aren't if this behavior continues. So if you go back to 2 days ago where he's crying on the app saying that this is bad for his mental health and to stop sending him messages and that I'm the orchestrator of all the hate. 2 nights ago, I played videos of him. Actually, you know what? Why not? Let's play it again. This was exactly a year ago today. A year ago today.
Sadly, the people that are going to get this video don't defend me in the way that I need them to. Because when I'm going through
I'm not going to.
I told my son I was going to kill myself today. Jen knows, but shh, don't make a video. You don't want to offend Alexis Nicole and be negative, Dan. Who cares if I want to kill myself? Who cares if everybody drags my name through the mud again? Nobody makes things up for me. Fuck!
That was a year ago. That was a year ago. And this behavior continues. It's the highs and the lows, the highs and the lows. Let's go up here. Here's Jennifer, unpopular opinion. But where and when does this stop? I don't know. That's a great question. That is a great question. So, Jennifer, I'm not sure if you've watched a lot of these, but I do want to address this. I'm not sure if you've watched my lives, if you understand how I'm using my voice and the platform. But when I left, I sat quiet for 4 months while this man dragged my name, my family's name, everybody I know, my employer, through the absolute mud. Every day. Every single day. And now when I choose to use my voice, people have a problem with it. Exactly. Me, my mom, my sister, my niece, we are not safe from this man. But I'm glad you asked that because I think people really need to understand I'm not safe. Just because he's sitting alone in some Airbnb in Iowa means that I'm safe by any means. I'm not safe by using my voice. I could have just sat back and just let him continue. Let him continue going and going and going and going and making a penny, making actually a lot of money off my name. Yeah, I don't think it's okay to not talk about it. I really don't think it's okay to not talk about it. And if he gets worse because of it, that is his own doing, not mine. I can use my voice. I'm just showing people his own words, his own actions, and trying to create awareness of this type of behavior because he's not the only one out there. And a lot of people have gotten help because we're having these open conversations about it. There is nothing to hide anymore. He certainly has a lot to hide. Guys, he is taking people's money. He is targeting vulnerable, elderly women. He's actually just targeting women. There's a lot of women throwing him a lot of money on this app. He's not filing taxes. He's got Medicare fraud, unemployment fraud. While he was in jail, he collected unemployment. His dad filed for it, and he collected unemployment. He's got a lot of problems. A lot of problems. So go spend your money on this man. He also accused me of murder. Yeah. How he treats women should appall people. And he does it all day, on this app. Yeah, he told everybody that I killed my ex-husband. He also said that he was going to make a troll account using my ex-husband's name, who was killed in a motorcycle accident in September. Ah, yes, the case of beer. So those that have been following him for past couple of years know that about a year and a half ago, he went on and told his whole jail story on how he ended up in jail. It was his narrative about how the system was corrupt, and that's how he ended up in jail. Now let's go back to the reason why he ended up in jail. It's not for buying a case of beer, but don't forget about the case of beer. It is because he threatened to kill his son and was charged with terroristic threats, which is a felony in the state of Minnesota. There's like 7 states where that's felony. It should be all. And if you look at the police report, it's all out there. It's all public record. I've shared it before. There was a lot more around that. But the biggest charge that they got against him was felony terroristic threats. And then there were multiple probation violations due to alcohol or something. And there were 3 warrants for his arrest because of those violations to his probation. According to him, he went to the liquor store. The liquor store was corrupt because the worker there was sleeping with somebody else, and they had a camera live feed to the jail. They saw him buy a case of beer. He thought his paperwork was signed off on. It wasn't. And then he went to jail for 6 months. That's a story for buying a case of beer. I've got an audio recording too of him talking with his son saying, well, remember when Grandpa went to my garage and grabbed that case of beer to pull it out an hour before I was arrested? He knew better. Why was he scared shitless and had his dad go to his house and grab that case of beer, and then he ended up getting arrested? Guys, it's bullshit. It's a master manipulator. This is a textbook narcissist that is taking money from people, and people think that this is entertainment. People are not safe, and it's a fraud. 100% fraud. 100% fraud. So I'm going to continue talking about it. And if it hurts, I'm sorry. It's the truth. It's the truth. I've shared receipts. This is my experience. Yes, and we're teaching people how to not be treated. Not just women, a lot of people. I was with him for 18 months. I'm not going to apologize. I'm going to keep talking about it. And if this is, if I would have thought this is how, I would be using this platform. The reason that I'm bringing it to this platform is because he made our entire life public. So he brought this to this app. I will address it on this app. And I want people to hear the message. I want people to understand that this is a problem. This is a problem. Thank you, guys. Yeah, I don't watch him. I don't watch him. I see it on other pages of what he's doing, and it's just enough to be like, not good. Not good at all. Not good at all. And so if you go back to the video that I just played, I left 6 months ago. The video that I just played was a year ago today. Yep, January 20th, 2023. And where he's talking about the hate and the trolls and how this app is not good for his mental health. But 2 days ago, he said, no, it's just been in the past 2 months, and I'm the leader of it. I'm not. I'm myself. I'm just Jen. I can only do what I can do. I cannot control anybody else, and I certainly could not control Hockey Golf Dad. As you can see, people have been after him on this app for a long time because they saw the mask fall down a long time ago. Well, what was that comment? I want to see it about a fraud. What did they say? Tattoos from the whole Dan deal? I don't know what that is. What is the tattoos? I don't know. I'm lost in some of the comments. Oh, that I'm a fraud? No, I'm not. Nope. Oh, my shirt. No, it's just a shirt. I don't have any tattoos. I don't have any tattoos. Oh, people can call me a fraud. I don't know what. I don't know. I don't think I am. Pretty sure I'm not. Yeah, that's fine. See, that's part of it. When you go on live, put your face out there. You get scrutinized. It's fine. It's part of it. Was he mean to the pets? No, he wasn't mean to the pets. No, he was actually really good with the dogs. But when he would get into his manic state, so let me talk about that. So when I had the dogs, every, I don't know, once a month or every 6 weeks or so, I'd have the dogs for the weekend. And that was my time with my babies. And I blocked everything off, got all prepared, and that was my quality time with those dogs. And it was super important to me. It was just important to me. Those are my babies. And so and he knew that. He knew how important between a Friday afternoon and a Saturday afternoon for a 24-hour block, how important that was to me. And that's when I want to go for ranks. That's when I want to do this. This is when I'm going to have an epic fight with somebody over gifters on TikTok. And I would get pissed. I'm just going to say I would get pissed because I didn't want that. I wanted time together as a family. I wanted to love on my babies. I wanted to just have the best weekend ever. Get them everything they wanted, treats and paw benders, and just have special time together. And then there was a time, and I think there's a video where he was on a live stream or something, and I said, don't even talk to my dogs. Like, stop. Just go away. Because he would yell and scream, and my dogs are sensitive. They don't like yelling and screaming, especially a man's voice like that. They don't like it. So I would take my babies and go hide in the room and try and love on them, but still be miserable because of his behavior. And it was just a bad experience. It was a bad experience. But there were times where he was great. So it was that up and down, up and down. At the beginning, he was really good. The last 6 months or so, shit show. Bad. It was bad. But thank you. That's a great, great, great question. Yeah, thank you guys for being in here. I really do. I really do appreciate you actually listening to me. I actually do. I heard earlier where he says that he took a mental health break on this app, and now he's going to come back. Actually, I have something I want to play for you. Thank you, Natalie. Sorry, guys, I'm trying to read the comments. They go so fast. So I can't read them all. Is he blocked? I have him blocked. Here's the problem. I don't know what accounts he has. So I have no clue. Hold on just a second. I want you guys to hear this. And I want to get to... This was a year ago. This was January 22nd of last year. I want you guys to hear this.
I will have no loyalty to any other friend on this fucking app ever again. Nope, because I'm going to go make $1 gazillion on this fucking app to prove everybody fucking wrong. And I'll figure out a way to do it. And I might do a J-hop motherfucker and really start burning down some fucking bridges. I might really start torching some shit. That's what I might do. People want to use me for money, I'll use everybody else. I'll go blast James fucking I'll go fucking really start telling stories. What do you guys want to know? Nope.
That was a year ago. So this is on repeat. Guys. This isn't new. This is a pattern now. We've got a pattern of behavior. That was a year ago. I've seen this multiple times, and it's happening right now. Right? So, this is a pattern. This is how the courts see a pattern now. He's no longer friends with John Jay. That I don't know. No, he is always in conflict with people. He thrives on conflict. Yep, so there it is right there. That was a year ago. He did not take a mental health break after I left. He took a few days off, maybe 5, and then went on his spiral. So with receipts, I want people to see this. I want people to be aware. And I certainly don't want people sending him money. I really don't. Am I safe from him? No. Nope. Yeah, no, he didn't take 3 months off. He keeps saying that he took off between July and September 20 something. No, he didn't. He did not. You people watched it. He took like 5 days off. He was live streaming with a chessboard with creepy notes that says, "It's your move." He did not take a mental health break. He did not. He rode a scooter all over town. He live streamed while he was stalking me 2 days after I left and was showing the world where I was. So no, he did not take a break. He has been live streaming every day practically since I left. If he took a day off, it was because he was too hungover. That's the truth. Yeah, he left Colorado. He left Colorado on September 8th, about 8 hours after he received a text message from my mother telling him that I have been going. My ex-husband was killed in a motorcycle accident. My mother texted him and said, "Jen is going through a loss. You cannot understand. Please just leave." Awful, horrible message. She was actually being very, very kind. And he packed up everything in trash bags and went and squatted in casinos under his friend's name in Minnesota with his parents, and now is in Iowa in an Airbnb. Building an empire. Yeah, the restraining order, I mean, to be honest, it's just, I'm not the only one with him. So does my sister, so does my boss. It's just a piece of paper. And up until September 8th, he had really no intent of leaving Colorado. But once he found out that he had warrants for violations to my protection order, he got scared, he got the message, and he left. Thank God. Thank God. Everybody, thank you guys for being in here. I always want to keep these as close to 30 minutes, just so for my own sanity. But there's a lot to talk about. Here's that story too. So I left in July. And then in August, I called the police department and I said, "Hey, I need to get my belongings." And a civil standby for 10 minutes is not enough. It's my entire life is in that house. And so I said, "Can you please contact him and let's arrange for a time for me to go to the house, get my belongings, and then leave." So they called him. He agreed. He said he would do anything for me and would leave the house. I said, "Okay, I will be there on a Friday and Saturday, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. That is my window. I will get my stuff and then I will be gone." And he said, "I'll do anything for her." Yes. So the cop told me that. And they said they would also do a civil standby if requested, if, pulling up to the house. So that Friday showed up and he was not there, which was great. 9 a.m., right on the dot, started packing up my stuff. He had packed a lot of my stuff, threw my stuff in boxes and bags, no order to it, kitchen knives with my bloody laptop. Yes, he left my laptop covered in blood. handwritten notes that were really creepy that either said, I love you, I hate you. He wrote a note to my dogs. They can't read. Just weird stuff. Really creepy stuff hidden all over. Left at 3 o'clock, as I said I would. When I walked into that house, it was like he completely vanished. All that was left in there were the large pieces of furniture. Not a crumb. No food. All of his toiletries, his clothes, everything, gone. And I thought to myself, boy, he may have just left for good. He may have just left for good. But it didn't sit easy. And so the next day, that Saturday, I still had that time frame that I had set up with the police, 9 to 3. He also left the fire alarm going off the monitor. He's chirping and chirping and chirping. I thought for sure he was gone. He made a video saying, screw everybody in Colorado, went and did his goodbye tour, and drove to Minnesota. And he did it on live stream and Snapchat videos. So I was like, this doesn't feel good. I mean, all that was left in the fridge was a Aquafina water bottle that was half full of chocolate milk. That was it. That was it. Everything else gone. I'm like, shit, he's going to leave me with all this furniture trying to figure it out. The blood was from him. I don't know what he did. He cut himself and then bled all over my laptop. That was a really creepy sign. And then, while I was there loading up stuff, I think it was Saturday, there was a knock at the door and it was the sheriff. He's looking for Dan Corey because he was trying to serve him with another protection order. I said, I don't know where he went, but he's not here. So that Saturday, finished up everything, left by 3 o'clock. I said, I wonder if he'll ever come back. And then I kid you not, the next morning, he was right back in that house. So he made it look like he was gone. He did his farewell tour on social media, went to the grocery store to say goodbye to the checkout people, went to the tanning salon because he thought they cared about him, and then did a big F.U. Colorado and took off. What he did is he drove back to Wyndham. His parents weren't home. He had nowhere to stay. And then he turned right back around and came to Colorado. Yeah, talk about creepy. Talk about creepy. And so he set it up like he was disappearing. Nope, he was back within 30 hours. Yeah. And I have all the receipts, guys. I've got the pictures of the bloody laptop. I've got pictures of the notes that were left around the house. I took all of my stuff, put it into storage. Half of that stuff I haven't touched since because it's creepy. And I don't know what else is in there. When I get to that, I don't know what I'm going to find. I don't know what I'm going to find. But that's the truth. That's the truth. This manic behavior, again, patterns. And patterns. So that's... Did you ever worry about the place being bugged? No, not really, because he was on social media all the time. So of course you don't want to say anything at all. Because he wanted his life to be the Truman Show. He wanted all of it out there, all the time. He always had a camera on. Always had a camera on. He filmed everything. So when people ask, how do you have these things? Were you recording him? That's weird. No, guys. Everybody saw it. He recorded every second of his life. Pretty much all of it. Lisa, thanks for popping in. That's one of his people. So we're just going to block that one there. So that's tonight. Thank you guys for watching. Yeah. My voice, my story, my narrative. It's It's my experience with him with receipts, and it's the God honest truth. So thank you guys for being in here. I'm going to sign off. I've ran over on my time. I'm going to get back to Saturday night. And everybody, take care of yourselves. We will catch you next time.